blows that wound, cleanses away evil strokes for correction. Reach to the innermost parts of you so grudgingly. Right now, let's see what you're made of. There are precious treasures and oils, dwelling of the wise, but self-confident, foolish man swallows it up and wastes it. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but thy deliverance and victory of the Lord's. There is no human wisdom or understanding or counsel that can prevail against the Lord. The humility, reverent fear, and worship fear of the Lord. Lord is riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way. Obstinate, willful, he who guards himself to be far from them. Have I not written to you long ago excellent things in counsels and knowledge, to make you know the certainty of the words of truth? You may give a true answer to those who sent me. Lest you learn his ways, get yourself snared, for as he thinks in his heart, so is he as one who reckons and says you eat and drink, yet his heart is not with you, but is grudgingly the cost. Lord, deprive of the life of those who deprive the poor and the afflicted. Foolishness is bound up in the child's heart. The rod of discipline will drive far from him. Wisdom, education, knowledge and pleasure, happiness and power, influence, religion, all these more, consider temporary value, so that a proper time and place they should be appropriated, but they have lasting value only insofar as a man relates as his life to God. Vapor to vapors, futility and brutalities. Say the preacher, vapors of vapors, brutality and futiles, emptiness, falsity, vainglory. True wisdom is a strength to the wise men. Then 10 rulers are valiant generals who are in the city dwelling away from God. The Father, hiding your face from our Father is and was a disgrace to the Father. His lips are like blooded enamels, or lilies distilling liquid sweet scented myrrh. His hands are like rods of gold, set with nails of beryl. or topaz, his body a figure of bright ivory overlaid with veins of sapphires. His eyes are like doves beside the water brooks, bathed in milk, fitly said Molich, it has been made ready. Prime made deep, large with a fire, much would the breath of the Lord. Like stream of brimstone, you shall have a song in the night. When the holy feast is kept, gladness of the heart. When one marches in with possession with a flute, to go to the temple on the mountain of the Lord. To the rock of Israel, Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard. Descending blow of his arm to be seen. Come down with indigent anger, and anger with the flame of the devouring fire. Amid crashing blast, cloudburst, tempests, and hailstones, he smites them with a rod, golden Septuagint. Revelation, power, glory to the God. Behold, the King will reign in the righteousness, and a prince will rule with justice. Shall be like a hiding place from the wind, a shelter from the raging storms. Streams of the water in dry places, like a shade of a great rock in a weary land. To those who turn to them, the eyes of those who see will not be closed, or dim the ears of those who hear. Will listen to the voice, shall not be silenced. Where is your zeal, your multitude of compassions of your heart are restrained and withheld from me? Come down, mountains might quake and flow down at your presence, as fire kindles the brushwood. Fires cause the waters to boil. Your name will be known to your adversaries. The nation tremble at the presence of the name of the Father. At the name, A.R. Fawcett, locked and loaded with the javelin and jambrees to follow. We are the clay and you are the potter. The meadows by the Nile Delta, by the brink of the Nile, all the sown fields of the Nile shall become dry, be blown away and be no more. Cities opposed to our God. Step by step are degrees of the steps on steps which had grown down and gone down. Sundial of Isaiah, fatten your hearts in the time of slaughter. Are we taking the roots downwards and bear the fruit upwards? From Jerusalem will go forth a band that survives out of the Mount Zion. Lord will perform this, capitalized on being a spotless Son of Christ. But not what speakers thought he was, but because of what he was. For I will defend this city for my own sake, for the sake of my servant David, worshiping in the enthroned, with the end symbol of the ark of Sineate. Your neck was iron and sinew, brow of brass. Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tried you, chosen me. In the furnace of affliction, listen to me, Jacob of Israel, I am here. Hear me loud, the Lord has loved him. Cyrus of Persia's arms wielded against in the chattings. In all the highways they shall be fed, they shall be pastures for them. In all the paths lift your eyes and see, around and see, all the exiles ready to rebuild Jerusalem. Once the scene of destruction, surely now in coming years, concerning a prophet of the future. Pray of loving kindness. Pray of the terrible will be delivered, for I will contend with him who contends with you. I will give safety to your children, and these them shall bow down and lick the dust of the feet. As I live among my people with the signet ring upon my right hand, yet would I tear you off. Behold, the days are coming. Rise up to David's righteous branch sprout. He will reign as the king and do wisely, will execute justice and righteousness in the lands. From all the countries from which had driven them, they shall dwell in their own lands. The prophet who has a dream, let him tell his dream. False prophets and priests are ungodly and profound. I have heard their vain boasting, and recklessness will be to them like slippery paths in the dark. In mockery, calling the word the Lord a burden. The burden of the Lord I will even visit in a wrath, and punish that man in his own house. 2 baskets of figs set before the temple of the Lord, like these good fig trees. So I regard the captives of Judah for the future, in speaking utterances of the Lord. One to his neighbor, one to his brother. My kinsmanly call all prophecies and burdens, rather good or bad, would it prove to be to them, God will take them at their own word. Rachel is weeping, I see you, Rachel. Restrain your voice from weeping, your eyes from tears. Your children shall return from thy enemy's land. There is hope for your future. Shall come back to their own country and proclaim liberty to them. They have fallen, both of them together. No thanks to a husband who commits adultery, causes the wife to. Jacob will return, be quiet at ease. None will make him afraid. Let us approach these records with awe and awaken vision. We are on holy ground upon Debo and Nebo, Beth died Bletheum, Beth died Lithium, restored the city, Error made the road over Aram, Cambridge Bible, Moabite stone and Moabite history, Masha records of Moabite stone, the error mentioned in this chapter, Jeremiah 48:19, stood on the north side of Iran. Jeremiah 48:20 was found among the ruins of Dibon. Elamites present on the day of Pentecost, 11th century. Elam in modern times is Providence in modern Iran, bearing the name of Elam's fortunes predicted. Jeremiah 49:39. Others attempting to rebuild the ruins of Jerusalem and the temple. Ezra 49:49. This prophecy of the nation's destruction is long since fulfilled, with the restoration of the alms fortunes. Jeremiah 49:39, Jeremiah 4:9. To subvert a man in cause of these things the Lord does not approve. Why does a living man sigh, one who is still this life school of discipline? Why does a man complain for punishment of his sins towards a father and a wife? I call upon your name, O Lord, of the depths of a dungeon, for punishment of inequity. The daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, for which were overthrown in a moment no hands had come against or been laid on. In physical appearance her prints were purer than the snow. They were made whiter than milk, and they were more ruddy in the body than rubies or corals. Their sharply figures suggested a carefully cut sapphire. The elders have ceased congregating at all the city's gate. The young men from their music ceased. Is the joy of our hearts, our dancing has turned into mourning. Thoughts it was planted towards God, so where waters was plentiful, for it to produce leaves and bears the fruit. It was transplanted that it might become a splendid vine. Be careful of what you're hearing, pay no attention to the gossip. Recognize this prophecy will be fulfilled in its entirety. but the greatest events of all are yet to come. Ezekiel 37:22b25. Travelers in Palestine, rest of the tribes from the east to the west, Benji one portion. Behold, your loins have not yet conceived in the womb, known to the king. You may know the thoughts of your heart and mind. Daniel answered, blessed be the name of the God forever and ever, for wisdom might are here. The ladder of power was divided for a long time, apparently. All who reject the Messiah, the stone will be crushed. Autumn, which means man known on earth. He reveals the depth, secret things he knows. What is the darkness and the light that dwells within? Daniel's interpretation 29:30. Daniel blessed the God of heaven, the singular. Upharsin. Stand upon 2 feet as a man. Jealousy and seductive shall be destroyed. Desolation and decree by the knife pen that you sign by makes his petition up 3 times a day. 2 Timothy 4:17, it appears to be regarded by the old part of a book is to the book of Daniel. Cast it into the den, established or made, changed or repealed. It is time to go, show why we really are here. Time to set this fire ablaze and watch how bright we shine. I correct myself, city of our God, imprinted on their hearts, slew famous kings. Kings for his mercy and love and kindness endure forever. Let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I remember you not, if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy, the Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Your mercy and love and kindness, O Lord, endure forever. Forsake not the works of your own hands. Your right hand will save me. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as are the water courses he turns, in whichever way he wills. My God's will be done.